Hello, good morning. I'm at the shop. Today, I'm getting the lifts installed. I can't wait. I'm finally gonna have a lift to work on cars, 2 of them in fact. If you guys are new, up above my head is a link to a video that has something to do with what I'm talking about right now. It'll get you partially caught up. Look at that little teeter-tot sitting over there. I had to pull it out of the garage this morning and it's got like year-old gasoline in it. And it didn't really like starting very much. Ta-da! Lifts. Time to erect these. The contractors have been working on all the electrical for the past couple days and they have it almost all wired up now to accept the lifts, so that way they have power, and they're about ready to start working on the wall here pretty soon too. So I was watching these guys set up the lifts and he was explaining to me how this one works. It's not at all what I thought how this lift worked. It's not like the guys over there, how their lifts work. I'll show you what I mean. So here is looking down on the top part of the lift that goes between the 2 posts. And you can see there's a hydraulic ram in the top part of the lift instead of in the side of the lift right here. Is that stationary or does that move with the ram when it comes in?
This moves with it. So like the cables come here. So what it is like the cables run through here and they wrap around.
Okay.
So that when this pulls this way, this is pulls all the slack out and then starts pulling the carriages up into the sky.
That's crazy.
Yeah. These are the actual points that this end of the cable will be attached to.
Okay.
And then the threaded ends, one set will go down and then out the bottom and will attach to these 2 ends here. And then the other set will come back down the same top trough and will go down 2 more holes identical to the first side that we just looked at.
Okay, so like these 2 right here?
Mm-hmm. So it'll come down from these 2 and then we'll end up on the top of this one, which is identical to the opposite side.
So how do other style lifts work? It's usually like a ram on the side, right?
Yeah, they have a cylinder that's right in the middle, and that cylinder drives the carriage up. The other ones use equalizing cables, which means that they just make them go up and down equally.
Okay.
For these, they're actually pulling, so the weight is actually on the cables on this version, whereas for the other one, the cables just equalize the 2 sides. They don't actually pull anything.
Oh.
So that's why those are called equalizing cables, and then these guys here are our actual lifting cables. So these cables here will actually be pulling up on the carriages as they go up and down.
I don't know why, but I want to sing row, row, row your boat while you're doing that.
Lean or sway that way if you can.
They're doing the process now of screwing into the floor. It's probably not the best word choice. They're at the process now of bolting the lifts into the floor. They had to drill some massive holes. And then pound the studs into the ground.
So the way the anchor bolts work is they have this collar here. So that once they go down into the concrete, the collar expands around this tapered end. And then this is what holds onto it. And as we put the torque, it'll stretch the bolt just a little bit, but once it's up to that 90 psi that we're looking for, which I think is in the manual for this one, that's how we know it's secure. There we go.
Awesome.
So you can see like the other ones are okay,
Yeah.
but this one here, the top is like totally like smushed down because of how tough it was to get in there. This is how it normally would be, where I'm just tapping it down. And it's still, you know, doing its thing.
So you gotta put a torque wrench on it to 90 pound-feet?
Yeah, and that's what this guy's here. We need to level it first, so we're not gonna tighten them quite down yet.
Actually starting to look like a shop inside there with these lifts now. Say hi, Jeff. Say, I'm a cute Jeff. Say, I'm a cute Jeff. Are you a cute Jeff? You are such a cute Jeff. Fred has a miniature jet engine or heater thing. I just started it up because it started getting cold in here really fast. They're almost done putting up the lifts though. Hi, it's the next day. Selena and I are on our way to go pick up some shop equipment for the shop. She looks like Alanis Morissette with this hat on. She has no idea who Alanis Morissette is, so. And just like that, we were loaded up with stuff. Ooh, that was so sick. It was a white Lightning with white wheels. Look at those boys, big wheels. Now that we're loaded up full of goods, gotta go back to the shop because I need to make it more shop-like. It wasn't shop-like enough. I figured since today they're setting up the framing of the wall right now in the shop that I would not know how to take a box out of the back of a truck. I would grab this stuff so that way I had shop equipment ready to go once everything is... I'm gonna drop this. Figure I just set up this, what was I saying? I don't remember what I was saying, but I bought shop equipment. So yeah. I wasn't expecting to see this today. They already have like a quarter of the wall framed and ready to go. This is gonna be awesome when it's all done. They're using aluminum studs and it's going to be insulated so you can see how thick the wall's gonna be for the insulation. And they're also gonna drop some outlets right here so I'll have power. Obviously, because it's the holidays, they won't be working on this thing for the next couple days, but it's looking like this should be completely ready to go and usable of a shop within the next week or so. It's crazy how the lighting actually makes Teeter Tot not look like a giant piece of shit. It actually looks like a halfway decent car underneath these lights. It's totally fine. It's not going anywhere. We're not driving that far. Say what you will about this Xterra, but it's definitely good for dumpster runs.
Glad to know it's a dumpster truck.
Heck yeah, it worked. It didn't fall off the front of the truck. My assistant human trash compactor. Yep, just like that. Keep doing it. You're doing a good job, Celine. Thank you. This is why cheap vehicles are awesome, because you can do this kind of stuff and have no mechanical sympathy whatsoever. We went to the store to pick out the shop equipment. I purposely color matched all the shop equipment I bought to match the lifts. Celine's helping me out. She's putting the wheels on this engine hoist, and I just got a couple more things put together on here. I also bought a little parts rack right here so I can put all my hardware nice and organized, so when I need a random bolt or a screw or something for a car, they'll be in here, and I may or may not be influenced by a decision of someone else to go and zinc coat all my hardware, because it just makes sense to have fresh looking hardware in your storage bins. I mean, why not, right? There you go, assembled. Now I have a floor jack and an engine hoist that are both similar colors to match the brand new BendPak lifts, because color coordination is important. Even the contractors agree because they made their scaffolding yellow to match. Well, I guess it's a different type of yellow. Close enough. It's the thought that counts that they were willing to do that. For those of you that celebrate it, Merry Christmas Eve. It's the same day that this video is going up. I'm back at the shop. Got some more work to do. I got a whole bunch of car parts back there in the back of the Forester that are just waiting to get installed as soon as the shop is ready to go. Obviously, I wouldn't put the Forester on the lift backwards, but there, give you an idea what it looks like. Two cars on the lifts-ish. The TT can go a lot further forward. I left a lot of space up here, so that way I can do work on the car, and it's not like butted right up against the wall, because that'd make it a huge pain. I'm probably going to move this rack right here, so that way I have some room when I have a car on this lift. I know these videos lately have been a lot of me going back and forth, and you don't really see a lot of what I'm doing here because a lot of what I'm doing here isn't super interesting, like right now. I have to assemble these adult Legos. Should have did this last night, but I didn't feel like doing it. Now I have to. These instructions are absolutely terrible. I don't see how anyone could actually figure out how this thing goes together other than just winging it. I'm guessing this is probably going to take me like an hour and a half because I have about 100 of these little screws that I have to put into this thing. What are you doing, baby Jeff? Hi, are you gonna come help me? Are you gonna help me build this? Oh, good boy. Look, they're bolts. Bye, Jeff. And there he goes. I was hoping Jeff was gonna help me, but he wasn't very interested. So many screws. 2 hours later, I finished. This thing's heavy. This is gonna be nice though. Ouch. I don't think I'll ever have enough hardware to fill this thing, but it's nice to have it at least, just in case. Proper bench stock. I have to get my label maker and, well, that one's chipped. Make labels for all these. Red or blue? Red? Red. It's actually starting to look like a real shop in here now. Got the lifts, the scaffolding that's not gonna stay here, and I got my shop equipment now. The only thing I'm missing is getting my tools over here, but other than that, I can't really show you the lifts in use because I don't have the power drop down yet, but either way, they're in now. And big shout out to BendPak for sponsoring these. Thank you guys a metric butt ton because I've been desperately needing lifts on this channel for the longest time now because building project cars out of my home garage was not really cutting the mustard. You can't really cut mustard. It's not like a solid. I don't know why people say that. That's really stupid. Either way, I really look forward to just getting back to work because even though you guys seem to like this shop setup vlog content, it kills me not working on cars. I just feel lazy not doing actual physical labor on a YouTube video. I don't like just talking about stuff. But either way, so close. So close. There's actually a lot of room in here. I'm surprised. Like, look how much room there is in front of the Forester. I'm gonna be able to put a car on dollies and push it out of the way in that corner. So there'll be plenty of room to get out. I can probably do it over here too. Put another car on a dolly and then drive out through the center right here. And then I can always store a car on the lift and park something underneath it. These are rated for 7,000 pounds or I don't know how many kilograms, but I bet it's on the sticker. All right. I'm going to go edit this video for you guys and then I'm probably gonna go play some Fallout 76 because I'm going to take a tiny bit of a break, but I'll still have a video on my regular schedule coming out for you guys. I'm gonna start editing it tomorrow. I never quit. Actually, I'll have Celine help edit it. And then I got the Corvette review coming up because that's shot and ready to edit. And next year, the cars I have lined up for car reviews coming up, I think a lot of you are going to be excited about because I'm excited to get in some of these for the next like month or two that I have scheduled. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and hopefully another week and I'll be working in the shop on these cars. Okay, bye.